In a new interview released this morning, you know who told Time magazine what he would do if he gets back in the White House. Things like this. He's going to let state.
Okay, you know what? Before we even go any further, guys, sometimes I try to like not make the View videos because they're so annoying. Like, you know who, the name that shall not be. What is this weird religion where you can't say Donald Trump? Like, oh my gosh! And I know, because I was saying like, how is this show still on? But because of what I'm doing, things like hate watching, it has to be why this show still comes on. Ugh.
It's monitor a woman's pregnancy.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I want to see the actual sentence in the article where he says he's going to monitor a woman's pregnancy. Like, we cannot, this is what I mean about like, you know, I get it, right? Like it's all for show and, you know, we got to get people to hate watch or something. But what these people do to information and reality, it should be a crime, because I'm pretty sure there's no sentence in the article that says that.
He's going to deploy the military to deport migrants.
And the Mexicans are going to pay for it.
What a loser, because he never said the Mexican. Like, God, they didn't even laugh. Like, they're paid. The audience, I can't get through. I'm sorry, y'all. But it is just frustrating to no end. Number one, he's going to get the military to deport migrants. Great. Illegal immigrants. Just because the show doesn't use the word does not mean the word does not exist. Illegal immigrants. So he's going to use the military to deport migrants. That's not a bad thing. Illegal immigrants. Yes. I'd rather the military be here rather than in other countries and working on their borders. Right? So what are you saying? There's no connection to the American people. And he's going to get Mexico to pay for it. I'm so excited. This is funny. That's not in the article.
And he's going to absolutely consider pardoning January 6th rioters.
Of course.
Now, he was also asked if he thinks there will be political violence if he loses. And he answered, it depends.
Wait a minute. What is he saying that's wrong? Okay, he wants to pardon the January 6ers. I mean, okay. What was the worst thing they do? They walked inside the building in single file line? I'm not trying to be funny. Like, who, you know what I mean? Like, because the only person who lost their life was Ashley Babbitt. And like, let's just keep it real. Like, so I know how I'm sounding right now to some people who are hearing this. Oh, you're what? What did they do? I'm sorry. Okay, the J6ers, they're off the streets. We got the J6ers off the streets. Everything should be good now. What are we talking about here? Right? There's still crime in the neighborhoods, right? What? Putting them in jail for what? I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, and then he says, if there'll be political violence if he loses, it depends. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the people, whatever they do. Like, what the heck? Everything doesn't have to be. We have enough problems than to be worried about, you know, this whole notion of what Trump said and, oh, this is what he actually means.
Is he referring to something he was wearing?
You're on fire already.
You know?
No, she's not. Please drop a comment below. Let me know what she meant by that. I don't know the joke. It might have went over my head. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you do like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe if you're new here. You know, we do talk about everything in a balanced manner. I know that I'm sounding fully on a whole different side, but when these ladies talk, I sound like I mean, seriously, I sound like I have a Trump flag in my front door, you know, like by my front door or whatever. I know how I sound, but they make me so mad because they just have no common sense.
So is this, I mean, there's also, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you before I say it that it enraged me.
I can't stand Whoopi's faces, the faces that she makes. This is what Jimmy Dore did when he was trying to go through one of her videos and he couldn't stopping it because there's just too many acclimates with the face. It's just like, it's just too much. Calm down.
there is a definite anti-white feeling in the country right now.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, sir. Nobody in your family was hung. Nobody in your family was chased because of the color of their skin. How dare you? There's no anti-white issue here. You are perpetrating anti-humanist issues here.
Somebody get her a sedative, number one. Number two, yes, there's an anti-white issue. Okay. I'm going full white nationalist now. I'm going, look, I'm going full Mark Furman on because this is insane. Like, this is insane. Yes, there is an anti-white issue. Okay. DEI is anti-white, period, point blank, period, because it's for non-white people. Okay. I have seen orders that have been written, policies written that say that there's too many white people doing this, or articles about too many white pilots, or white. Yes, there's an anti-white issue. And you're not the one who had your family wasn't hung. You don't know what, first of all, his family went through. Was your family hung? Are we to assume just because you're black, your family was hung? Right? So every time there's some sort of grievance, we have to go back. We have to go back and change. Like, no, we have to go back to 1700, whatever, 1800, and start reliving that. What are you talking about? Y'all hate white people. You do, because that visceral response. Yes, there's an anti-white issue, and you hear Joy Behar, who I thought was Italian, but then I found out she wasn't. So I was like, oh, please. First one to jump up on that. I'm not really shocked though. I'm gonna calm down. I am going to calm down because that irritates me to no end. It irritates me to no end because this is something that's happening. We know it. When Joe Biden says that white people will be the minority in 40 years or whatever, and then they get excited about it. I'm sorry, if I was a white person, I would feel some type of way about that. I'd be up in arms about that.
So the question is he the future? Is he the future? Well, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
You know, that's the gig. They pay me.
So I read this big time interview this morning, and it's Trump in his own words saying these scary things. But I wasn't as taken aback as I should be, because for the last 4 years, myself, others who spoke out against him have been saying literally line by line what he's saying in his own words in this piece. And it is devastating to me that that is not resonating with Republicans, a party I've been a member of my whole life, that they're just not believing it. The other day, Bill Barr, the former attorney general, was asked about something I had stated where Trump said that somebody should be executed because they leaked a bad story about him. And he basically was like, I don't recall that. But on other occasions, he said stuff like that. But we shouldn't take him literally. No,
I don't remember him. I don't know. Drop a comment. Let me know. Like, we can't do this loose talking, man. If you're going to say that somebody did something, I need the quote. And to think I didn't know what I was running into. I kind of just pressed play. So this is my raw reaction. So there's no need to go through the whole 6 minutes and 55 seconds, but I'll tell you this. Alyssa starts off and she doesn't say, well, white people are kind of feeling a little, XYZ. No, she goes straight into Trump is crazy for the things that he's saying. Wow. We are really in some dangerous, the loose talk and the fast talking with the mouth. It's not safe, man. It's really not. It's just not.
The things he says we should take literally. And I've said this 1,000 times. There won't be guardrails next time. There won't be Mark Esper. There won't be John Kelly. There won't be Jim Mattis.
That article.
He says he's going to only hire loyalists and people who say that the last election is stolen. So he's admitting he's going to staff a White House and the entire federal government with either liars or lunatics. It is very scary. And I just want to underscore, because I want Trump to lose. He and Joe Biden are neck and neck. It is very real that in 7 months
you want Trump to lose. Yo, man, these are not Americans, yo. Like, come on, man, look at this Joe Biden. Yo, people are going through it with the Bidenomics, man. I covered it on this channel. Nobody else covered it because there was Palestinian flags there, where people in Pittsburgh were protesting Joe Biden, talking about their Bidenomics, how they're not getting what they're working hard and not seeing the dividends. Basically, they're tired of paying for wars and everything else and open borders. But this dummy says she wants Trump to lose. I'm sorry. I'm still really mad at the white thing. I am. And you already see this angry, yo. Look at the face on this. Oh my gosh, she can't wait to go in.
up to President-elect Donald Trump, and that should be scary for every American.
It is scary. It's very scary stuff. And also, when a child sets a house on fire, you don't give them another book of matches.
Right.
He already was terrible as a president. Thousands and thousands of people died in COVID under his watch. And, and a lot of these kids who are protesting, I think that they don't understand because they're saying that kids under 26-year-olds and under are not feeling President Biden, and this type of protest that we talked about it yesterday, I think that will put Trump right back into the White House. So they better be careful what they want because this is the generation that's going to lose their abortion rights and their voting rights. They're the ones to be worried. You don't replace dissatisfaction with a dictatorship.
Well,
I bet you do hate dictators. Anyway, so abortion rights and voting rights. I'm so sick of hearing about, blacks are not going to be able to vote. Blacks are always used as a crutch to scare people. You see, y'all's not going to be able to vote. Like, you guys have no idea. This is insane.
I hope that
Here we go. Here goes the resident. This right here, if there was a hood, you know what I mean? Like an outfit for the person who hate white people the most, right? Like, if there was some sort of symbol of that, like, I don't know. You know how like they say like the white sheet, the sheets, the guys wear sheets, whatever. If there was something like that for like a person who hated white people, maybe like an apron or some sort of hat, she would have it. She would have one decked out to the nines.
what I am, I agree with Alyssa in the sense that everyone's been saying this is what he thinks, this is what he does, or will do rather. And I'm happy he said the quiet part out loud. If you vote for him, you know exactly what you're getting. Another thing that he said was this. He said, I don't have my reading glasses on, excuse me. He said that, thank you.
We share.
He said that his allies are laying the groundwork to restructure the presidency in line with the doctrine called the unitary executive theory. That means king, right? Our very framers of this country, it's so anti-American. Our very framers were running away from that business model, right? They wanted to make sure, the founders, that there were three branches and that they had co-equal power. It's the judicial, for those that didn't take civics, judicial branch, legislative branch, executive branch, and there is a system of checks and balances. He wants to destroy that, everyone.
Okay, well, it's already destroyed. Let's keep it real, all right? So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I know, I hear what she's saying, but it's already destroyed. I mean, if you want to keep it honest, our elected officials don't answer to us. They answer to the lobbyists, okay? So we're not working in any kind of system. It is, and anybody who is a serious adult and really watching what's going on around them, they will know that there's a lot of bribery, blackmail, and payouts. Let's just keep it all the way funky. I mean, why should we lie about this? So the system that have been put in place that this country was founded on definitely has not been a system that we've been working through for a long time. And we see it happening. We see the results of the faux system, of making us think that we've been working that system. The results are showing themselves today.
But I actually, Alyssa, took something that you said a couple of weeks ago, that if he is convicted in New York, that there are Republicans, there are Republican women, there are independents that will not vote for him. A new study just came out in North Carolina with a group of women. They said that he should be put under the jail if he gets convicted in New York. That gives me...
The way these people talk about humans, it is insane. I just keep saying it is insane, but like they've lost their marbles. He should be put under the jail. Why? I'm sorry. How many? I'm sorry. Does he have 8 bodies on him? Like the 15-year-old kid that I've had to deal with in the detention center in Philadelphia, that 8 bodies on him. What are you talking about? Is it like, huh?
Some hope that this trial in New York matters and that there are Americans out there that don't want to see a second Trump presidency and don't want to see a criminal in the White House.
Yeah,
a criminal.
Well, in reading that Time article that you mentioned, Alyssa, I agree that not much of it was shocking because we've talked about it over and over, many of the things. One thing that did jump out about this was
millions of women, by the way, will never be able to get pregnant.
Yes.
I very well may need to have IVF to get pregnant. It's terrifying.
too.
Listen, the whole idea of some man deciding what happens with my body is so abhorrent to me. And because this is in our hands, there's no layback on this. You either vote and you vote for the country you grew up in and try to fix that, or you go to dictatorship. It's that or that. It's
Bye. Okay. It's not either that or that. What are you talking about? So, what we should vote for open borders and wars everywhere, proxy and wars, sending money to Ukraine, Israel, everywhere else, and all our infrastructure breaking down ever since the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed. Now we use a bunch of fake infrastructure. We should vote for all of this broken everything. Just the high gas prices, high groceries, and girl, bye. There's no need for me to even go any further. Okay. I'm not telling anybody who to vote for at all, but you'll have to excuse me in this video. Yeah, I did go full on in because of they got me mad from the first 30 seconds about that whole, oh, there's not an anti-white thing. Yes, there is. There's an absolute anti-white. The fact that Whoopi Goldberg can actually sit there and say there's not an anti-white problem going on in America, and then Joy Behar can say, oh please, about Trump talking about the anti-whiteism and everything. She's just, oh please, let's why don't we switch out white with another group? If they say there's not an anti-black, nobody could get away with saying that, but what if they say there's not an anti-Jewish problem going on in America? You know what I mean? So what, we cannot keep doing this where white people are allowed to be talked about like this. This is just insane. So yeah, if white people come together and make groups, what they call white nationalist groups, well, of course, because who else is going to protect them but them? Because look at how they talk. And again, I know what I sound like, but it's just the truth. This is just a reality. This is sick what I just watched here. I'm sorry. Sick. Thank you for watching.